When I tell y'all, I was in that room sleep so good. Oh my Lord. Um, I started, I don't know, maybe it was some two margaritas that I had from Houston's, baby. I started to put up a sign that said out for lunch, be back at work at 9 o'clock. When I tell y'all, it took everything in me to get up and figure out a way to put this show together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I normally, as a rule of thumb, I put 10 stories together on the topic list for the evening. And that's normally how I uh, decide what's going to be an hour-long show. About 10 topics ends up being the show. Anyway, we got 8 of these hoes. We're going to make it do what it do. So first things first, y'all go get y'all Mika's treats. I had Mika's treats in here this weekend for my little get together that I had at my house on Saturday, on Sunday, and it was off the chain. We just passed them out to everybody. We had a really, 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 really good time. Y'all be sure to use promo code 2020 because we got them. Oh Lord, I got the time all wrong. It's September 2nd, y'all. I'll fix it later. That's the first thing. What do I want to get into? All right, so guys, today was the day, right? Y'all been standing by me with my aunt, and we were supposed to get the keys to her new apartment today. I mean tomorrow. Tomorrow I had got her a new apartment in Pembroke Pines. And she was due to get the keys tomorrow, but she is still inside of the rehab. Originally, guys, they had given us a September 8th tentative date as to when she will be discharged from rehab. And I got a phone call out of nowhere last week that said the insurance only authorized medical clearance until the 29th, and that they said that your aunt could benefit from the next level of care. And basically on Saturday, y'all need to come get her. And mind you, they gave me this call on Wednesday. And I was like, oh no, ma'am. The girl was like, but you can file an appeal. You have to file it tomorrow by 12 o'clock. Mind you, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon when she called me and told me this. And then it just made me realize how much of a racket insurance companies were, right? And there was a very subtle calm that came over me because I knew for a fact when I called the insurance company, I knew I was going to be granted the appeal. I knew off rip, I said, this is what insurance companies do to deter people. And I was like, imagine how many families in my situation just roll over, don't push back because they either don't know how to navigate the system, they're intimidated by the system, or they don't know how to advocate for themselves. How many people take their relatives out of treatment, out of care, out of rehab because they think they won't be able to pay for it, all because these insurance companies want to play games with people. Mind you, as I'm going over my aunt's case, the caseworkers and the nursing department people, they're telling me week over week that in all actuality, my aunt's strength below her waist is actually getting worse. So I'm looking at the call and I'm looking at the letter like, how is it that the insurance company is telling me that my aunt will benefit from the next lowest level of care when she ain't even walking? So when I called when I called the guys, knock it off. When I called the line to file for the appeal, all that lady did was ask me the date, my aunt's name, and to verify her information. And she said, and what is the reason you're asking for appeal? I said, because she can't walk. Just like that, I didn't even have time. I didn't put on my professional white people Florida State voice because I knew I was going to win this case. I said, she can't walk. And I said, as a matter of fact, she went into rehab walking, and now she's not walking. So no, she can't benefit from the next lowest level of care. She could benefit from more care where she at. Okay. And called back the next day down to the Miami Jewish, and people said, oh, Mr. Latham, your appeal has been granted. I said, all right, how long is it been granted for? Spanish Fish told me. She said she don't know, but the insurance company will normally give us 3 days before they kick her out or whatever. And so, long story short, we were putting it off for as long as possible in terms of if we were going to let her get this new apartment or go to assisted living. A large part of it, of putting off of the decision, is coming to grips with who finna pay for the shit. And caretakers and those of us in the family, that's the Terry from Soul Food of the family, it's real. It is something real that you feel when you are engulfed in conversation about caring for someone and the other people involved in the conversation ain't got no money. It's a very real thing you go through, because you then begin to experience these set of emotions of, why am I even talking to y'all? Then it becomes performative. Then it's like, well, I'm only kind of talking to y'all out of respect, because at the end of the day, I'm the one that got to pay for the goddamn shit. So at the end of the day, it really is really up to what I like. What you're volunteering out of your mouth literally is of no value, because you ain't helping to pay for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like those are all feelings, and this is no shade or disrespect to my sister or my cousin, but these are all things that I went through. These are all feelings that I experienced. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, I was able to wrap my head around the fact that $2,000 to $2,500 extra a month are now going to have to come out of my household in order to go pay for my aunt's assisted living. And yeah, there's never a right time to do it. There's never a right time to do that. And it's completely selfish. And yes, I would much rather take my money and go to Lenox Mall and buy up Gucci and buy Fendi and Prada and expensive cologne every month. I'm saying it out loud. I would much rather take my money and go spend it at the mall than I would giving it to the assisted living people. I'm human. Y'all have been hearing me talk about getting a new truck. I would much rather go buy 2 new trucks for $2,500 than to have to fucking give it to the assisted living people. Bite me. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it with style and grace. And it make me feel beyond blessed to be able to look at my glass half full in this situation and just to be able to do it. But God knows I don't want to. I'm willing to, because if I don't do it, I'm not going to be able to sleep at night worrying about it. So honestly, and this is just full caregiver transparency. It's less about, if I'm being perfectly honest here, it's less about her having quality health care and more about me being able to sleep easy at night. I will, if we cut corners on this, I won't be able to sleep. If we send her home because that's ultimately where she wants to go, and then I have a rotating door of home health aides, I'm not going to be able to sleep easy at night, worrying about who coming in, who coming out. Did they come? Did they call off today? Oh God, Mary says she can't make it today. Auntie there by herself. Oh God, I'm in Atlanta. What the hell y'all want me to do from Atlanta? Oh God, Auntie ran this caretaker off. Oh God, Auntie say this caretaker lady stealing her silverware. Oh, I can't. I can't. So a lot of y'all are asking me, Q, see if she qualifies for Medicaid. Currently, she has Humana Go Medicare Plus is what she currently has. Humana Go Medicare Plus. And it doesn't pay for the long-term living, which a lot of insurance doesn't, but it's great and it's good everywhere else, because my aunt worked for Miami-Dade County. She's a Miami-Dade County retiree or whatever. And I didn't want to alter her insurance and stuff too much, because it's working with her pension based on what she get paid and getting paid. And it's a whole situation. But long story short, the lady going to assisted living, we made this decision today. My cousin going to tour 2 of them tomorrow, and the money coming out my damn pocket. Okay. So a lot of people are saying, see if she qualifies for Medicaid. I am definitely going to see if she qualifies for Medicaid and if Medicaid will kick in and pay for some of this shit. But that's where we at with it right now, y'all. That I've been blessed to have a career that allows me to be able to pay these 2,000 some odd extra dollars every month to help secure my aunt's well-being. So that's where we're at. And then before we move into the show, there's one other thing I want to say. I was getting ready for the show, and you know, it's in relation to this Tamar situation that's gone on for far too long, and it feels like it's over, and I pray that it's over. And this actually, this is not even about Tamar, it's about the situation. Something really struck me. It struck a nerve with me as I was preparing for the show today. I was just reading over some comments, and it made me coin a term, and I don't even know if this is already a term that's coined. But the term that I want to coin is weaponized misogyny. This situation, and just for clarity, this next set of commentary is directed specifically towards people who was born with a vagina in between their legs and their butt. This comment is specifically for women. And it just amazes me sometimes how people of the female persuasion will be the first person to stand up and call out misogyny when it doesn't benefit them, but then they want to lean on misogyny when they're able to weaponize it and get their way out of it. So I'm going to pat myself on the back and say that across this last week, I've been successful in flipping the narrative in this situation with me and Tamar, right? Like I feel like I've done a very good job of defending myself and calling out inconsistencies and pointing out facts to the point now where there is not a person alive that thinks I did something nefarious to this woman. Not to mention for all of y'all out there that just sat up and made all types of ID channel think pieces. I'll be sitting back actually waiting on apology videos and waiting for you to say I was wrong and waiting for you to say, you know, it's silly of me that I sat on the internet and made whole 30 and 40-minute videos, 20-minute videos with 2 bullet points worth of information, and I filled in everything else with my own creative juices and sauces, because that's what y'all did. Y'all filled in the gaps. Y'all made up the stories that fit whatever narrative that you had already developed in your mind. Now that the dust has settled and I have unequivocally put that situation and put her in their respective places, now the narrative has become, but you a man arguing with a woman. But you a man arguing with a woman, just like a punk, just like a faggot. But you a whole man. I never respect him. He a whole man. He a whole man arguing with a woman. And let me explain something to y'all. And to the day I die, I'll be a whole man that's going to argue with a woman. I'll argue with a woman. I'll argue with a child. I'll argue with another man. And I'll argue with an elderly person. You are not about to use other men's fragile ego, their fragile masculinity, their fragile pride, and try to flip that around and use it as a tool to browbeat me into submission. Okay? The question that I have for all of you guys who are of the persuasion that he's such a faggot, he out there arguing with a woman. So because the person you're rooting for lost, now it's I'm arguing for a woman. So let me ask you a question for all of my he's a man arguing with a woman, people. What was I supposed to do? Women, because I'm talking to y'all specifically. You hate misogyny when it's used against you, but you want to lean on it when you think it benefits you. So you're not winning the argument. You lost the fight. You look bad at this point. No one believes you at this point. You're looking crazy at this point. Said man did what he's supposed to do. And instead of just taking the L, apologizing, being empathetic, being diplomatic, and seeing that this man was out here fighting for his life, or this man had the right to defend himself, you still can't even give me that. All this transpired, and the best you can come up with is he a man arguing with a woman. Instead of saying what you really want to say, but your spirit won't allow you to because you too ornery, which was, damn, I was wrong about Funky Dineva. Like all those bottled up feelings of resentment and anger that a lot of y'all feeling right now towards me, the way you fix that, I'm finna give you an out. This is how you fix it. I don't like Funky Dineva. I rarely agree with Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva gets on my nerves, but he got this one. He did that. I was wrong. That's it. And I promise you, all those unresolved feelings that you feel in your chest, it'll make them all go away. See, the problem is many of y'all spent the whole weekend trying to villainize me. Then you move the goalpost. Then I hit your ass with another receipt. Then you move the goalpost again. Then I hit your ass with another receipt. Then you move the goalpost again. And then when you realize, okay, bitch, I can't move the goalpost no more, then y'all want to move the battle to a plane that can't be qualified. Oh, now he a man arguing with a woman. And again, that only works on men with fragile egos. Fragile egos. I have been called and considered less than a man ever since I was in elementary school, baby. Okay. Maybe y'all husbands, maybe y'all brothers, maybe y'all daddies get their panties in a bunch real quickly when somebody calls their manhood into question. My manhood has been called into question since I was in the 3rd grade. I am 42 years old. That doesn't work for me. That don't work for me. He less than a man. I sure am. I sure am. And I'm so proud of it. And I am so proud of me. And no matter what, I am so proud of me for standing up for myself in this situation and doing whatever I needed to do in this situation to make myself feel good and to make myself feel whole and to make myself feel right. And y'all hoes can kiss my ass. And for that, I will forever be less than a man, a punk, a sissy. It makes me it makes me a proud punk and a proud sissy that I can hold my head up high and not succumb to societal pressures and misogynistic interests of calling me less than a man. It makes me feel real good. And last but not least, so we can just move on. So we can move on. You will never be able to hurt my feelings or browbeat me into submission and you don't live the life I live. I'm sorry. This is finna sound rude and it's finna sound very disrespectful. I will never upset my makeup or disturb my tears for no bitch that get up and go to work every day. There is nothing that a bitch who work out of a cubicle or a desk with a name placard on it, or there is nothing who bitch last name appear with a 3-digit extension next to the name on the company directory that can ever say to me to upset my makeup and disturb my tears. Baby, we don't even play in the same life. We don't even play in the same. We don't live in the same neighborhood. We don't shop at the same place. We don't even we don't even pray to the same person. We ain't even got the same God, bitch. Okay, so he less than a man, bitch. You work. Bitch, you typing that from a $53,000 a year job. Okay, girl. And the nigga you with less than a man too, because you still what? At work. Yeah. Moving right along. Cory Booker, y'all, is engaged. And it's not to a man. Let me see. Cory Booker done went off and got engaged to this lady. So I guess going with AOC didn't work. And let's spend a moment. Let's spend a moment and talk about this. We not finna pretend like the people don't think Cory Booker gay. And I want to spend some time on this. So first things first. Do we think Cory Booker is gay? Yes or no? Put that in the chat. Oh, and it wasn't AOC, y'all. It was Rosario Dawson. Same thing, honey. A white woman with an enchilada. Same thing. Don't cancel me for being racially insensitive. It's jokes. AOC and Rosario Dawson is the same lady, a white woman with a taco. Do we think he's gay? So some people are saying no. Some people are saying yes. It seems to be 50-50. A lot of people are saying no. This is the only thing that I want to point out. All right. And this is something that we do in the gay community. I mean, in the gay community, in the Black community. Oftentimes when a man doesn't conform to what we're used to seeing, meaning our men in our environment, our uncles, our dads, or whatever the environment around us told us a man should be, we other him and we call him gay. I don't think Cory Booker is gay. I think Cory Booker is a whitewashed Black person. I think, and mind you, this is me. I don't know anything about this man's background. I don't know any bibliographical information about Cory Booker. I think Cory Booker is a different kind of Black. I think he's a type of Black that we're not used to seeing boasted in the forefront. We used to seeing niggas. We used to seeing men like, what's the man name? The man that was cussing the people out in Detroit. Mr. Not Mr. Haynes, Mr. What's his name? Whatever the Black man was that had the high top. Eric, somebody or another. Mays, Mr. Mays. We're used to seeing Black men like Mr. Mays. The moment we see a Black man that comes along that does not fit the mold, we instantly label him gay. Now, Eric Mays. Now, this is going to be a half off analogy because I actually did turn out to be gay. But for a lot of my gay boys out there, especially those of us that grew up in the inner city, they will tell you the minute you do something that deviates from what people are used to seeing Black men as, they label you gay. Case in point, very subtle but accurate example. When I graduated from college and went to Florida State, I came back. College refines you. Instead of wearing, academics and the Nietzsche and Jabot baggy clothes in social settings, I was now wearing button-up shirts and slacks because that's what college taught us to do. When I came back to inner city Miami, it was instantly, look at the way he dressed. He gay. Oh, you gay. Why you dressed like that? Oh, you dress so gay. And it just and it be like, granted, deep down inside I was gay, but that they didn't, them hoes ain't really know that. They ain't know that. It ain't, you don't call me nothing unless I introduce myself to you as that. But it lends itself to what we tend to do in the community. And I think a large part of that is why we get so bent out of shape when he goes and gets these women, because they feel like publicity stunts. They do. They feel like publicity stunts. I don't know what to think of Cory Booker, nor where he puts his penis or his asshole. But I will say this: I like Cory Booker. I like Cory Booker, and he ain't never did nothing wrong as far as in the public eye that I'm concerned with. So, just so y'all know, Senator Cory Booker just got engaged to his partner, Alexis Lewis, in a heartfelt beachside proposal. Sharing the moment on Instagram, Booker described Alexis as one of the greatest unearned blessings of his life and his best friend. The couple radiated joy in the photos, donning traditional Hawaiian leis and beaming with happiness. And shouts out to Cory Booker and that lady. All right, moving right along, guys. This is a sad story, and the reason why I brought this story up is because it has a lot of real life applications to a lot of things that we talk about. So, the legal system has decided that it is not self-defense for a man that was charged with shooting an 11-year-old boy for playing ding dong ditch. An East Houston prank ended with lethal force. 11-year-old Julian Guzman was shot in the back late Saturday while running from a ding dong ditch prank. The person who pulled the trigger, 42 years old, was arrested Tuesday and faces first-degree murder charges. Authorities say the act was not self-defense but premeditated. According to investigators, Julian, his 10-year-old cousin, had knocked on Gonzalez's door multiple times. On the third knock, witnesses say Gonzalo was waiting in the shadows behind a fence and opened fire as the child fled. Julian was rushed to the hospital where he tragically died the next day. Police later recovered more than 20 firearms from Gonzalo's home. Prosecutors have called him a significant threat and is seeking a $1 million bond if convicted. So I'm going to stop reading right there, and I'm going to say this. I owe the universe an apology, and I also owe all of you parents out there an apology, because we did a segment of the show last week where I was just talking about how we had a better childhood and how y'all sit up and let y'all kids play video games every day, and how kids don't go outside and play. And it's on the flip side of things. We want kids to go outside and be kids, but then when they go outside and be kids, this is the type of shit that happens. And I must say, me being a non-parent, I definitely am blinded to some of the perils that everyday children face. We keep saying, oh, these kids ain't kids no more. They don't go outside and play. These kids need to be kids. And then when they go off and do kid things, they have adult consequences. There will never be a world. There will never be a world where you will be able to remotely explain to me how this ended up like this with this situation. And then I think I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to take it a step further, if y'all allow me to. It's something about him being Hispanic that's burning my biscuits even more. It's something about him being Hispanic that's burning my biscuits even more, especially in this climate. And maybe I'm putting 20 on 10, but when you tell me they've recovered 20 guns and it was a Hispanic man that did this, it's giving, I think I'm white and I could get away with what white men get away with, which just further exacerbates some of the negative feelings that I'm currently holding against certain members of the Latino community. I hate to politicize the death of a young boy, but I'm glad that the killer and the shooter was not Black. Okay, I am extremely glad that he was not Black. And it definitely adds a different national conversation and dynamic to the situation, that it is Latino on Latino crime, And it also makes it even worse that the young man was his cousin. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't his cousin, but they knocked on the neighbors, or he was with his cousin. This guy is going to have to explain to me. I don't give a damn what you say. In 2025, I'm not going to lie to you. I would be annoyed if somebody went and rang my doorbell right now, because we live by a different set of rules. There used to be a time where people popped up to your house, or they just came and knocked on your door if they needed something. And it was nothing for you to be like, who is that at my door? We now live in a world where if you didn't order nothing and you don't expect nothing, we don't go to the door. If somebody knocked on my door right now, the first thing I would do is look at my phone to see if any one of my friends called, text me, or said they were on their way coming over here. If I didn't order nothing and none of them texted me and said they was on their way over here, I'm not going down to that damn door, because nobody should be coming over here. That's not how it used to be back in the day. It used to be all right for people to just come knock on your door or whatever the case may be, and you go downstairs and see what happens. Same thing with kids playing ding dong ditch. I can look back at my parents and they probably would have been annoyed. They probably would have cussed. They probably would have opened the door and said, don't y'all bring y'all goddamn ass in this yard no more, but nobody would have ever got shot. And the next day when my mama saw Miss Teresa down the street, she'd be like, Teresa, you better get them badass boys. Your boys was down here bamming on my door when I was trying to cook. That's the way that would have went. Or the more nice neighbors on the block would have just laughed and said, oh, that's those kids being kids. They would have turned on the porch light and opened up the blinds to let them kids know we could see y'all ass, and that would have been the end of it. Y'all want to know why kids can't go outside and do kid things, and it's because adults have become the horrible people that they've become. Remember I told the story about the two young boys that helped me clean up the leaves in my yard. Their grandmother later revealed to me, I guess with the convertible car and everything, because I'm the cool neighbor, they thought I was some type of football player. So cute. And one day I was getting out of the car and the two little boys walked under my carport, and the boy just smiled and he was like, we were about to ding dong ditch you. And I remember it just made me laugh, because it made me feel good to be a member of such a wholesome neighborhood where playing ding dong ditch was actually okay. But I'll never forget when they walked away from my carport, I remember thinking to myself, oh, I'm so glad them little boys ain't bam on my door. And lastly, I said, I'm so glad they're not black. Because had they would have been black and they would have said that to me, I probably would have spent more time talking to them, saying, y'all don't be running up in these people's house, bamming on people's door. I'm the type of neighbor, I was going to say, if y'all going to ring anybody doorbell and run, y'all come ring mine. But don't be going up there ringing up these people doorbell. And I probably would have sat outside and played basketball with the damn kids and gave them some juice or whatever. That's probably what I would have did. But we just don't live in a time now where kids, especially unidentifiable kids, can run up in people's neighborhoods doing stuff. Last story on this, and I'm gonna move on. And it's funny how, you know, race can come into play sometimes in your neighborhoods. My dogs had got out of the yard last week, and I had some of my old co-workers, one of which happened to be my old boss, and she was a middle-aged white woman. And I'm not completely familiar with all of the neighbors in the neighborhood, but the dogs got out and ran up into these people's garage, meaning in their home, not the driveway, up in the garage. And I was extremely hesitant about walking up in those people's garage to get my dogs. And I am so glad that my almost 60-year-old former coworker, I'm not going to say her name, white woman, she was the one that walked over there and got them dogs. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She was so apologetic. And not that I think the neighbor man would have did anything with me, but it just brought me a certain level of calm that it was her white ass that walked in them people's garage, because it might have turned out differently had they opened that door and seen my black ass rummaging around in their garage looking for my dogs. Watch your kids, talk to your kids, talk to your kids, talk to your kids. Y'all try to keep your kids sheltered about race relations. Now was not the time. You're doing them a disservice Arm your children with what they need to know in order to navigate the system. Moving right along. Cardi B. Cardi B loses it after Stephon Diggs and Offset baby rumors surface outside of court. Take a look. Oh, crap. I did the wrong thing.
Ooh. Hey, Cardi, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Cardi, insiders are claiming that Offset is publicly bragging about getting you pregnant for the 4th time. Do you foresee any paternity issue with Stephon Diggs?
Stop disrespecting me. Don't disrespect me.
How
you feeling?
Cardi, your court look is amazing. Who
You're
are you
amazing,
married?
Cardi. I still love you, even though you just threw some stuff at me.
I don't care. You're disrespectful. Don't do that. Do you see women asking those type of questions to me? You see women asking those questions to me?
It's legit.
Why do you feel as a man you got to ask me those type of questions? Act like you have some manners. And your mama taught you, respect women.
Ladies, I'm gonna tell y'all something else that bothers me. The hijacking of the respect women movement, the hijacking of the women's business. I'm not understanding how this is a man versus a woman question. And maybe because I'm a man, and so I'm not above being educated. Y'all educate me on it. I don't know how she tried to flip this and make him, again, weaponize misogyny. I don't know how this particular question was extremely disrespectful because it was specifically coming from a man. Cardi's clearly pregnant. You know, in this moment, I don't know if I would prefer her to be pregnant from Stephon Diggs or from Offset. If you're pregnant from Stephon Diggs, it's giving, girl, that was too soon for you to be running up behind somebody. And if you're pregnant from Offset, that goes to show y'all just toxic as all hell. You don't ask questions about her baby daddy. And then how you go to court for assault and you decide to throw a marker outside the courtroom? Coming off of what I'm coming off of this weekend, because no one should mind another woman's, it's disrespectful. The question was disrespectful. Okay, I understand that the question was disrespectful. She said, do you see women asking me that? So I guess what y'all are saying to me is that a woman would have had more sensitivity around who impregnated her. I mean, I guess I'm learning. Again, I can only see it as a man and see it from the blogger lens that I look behind, and it feels like a fair question to me, but I'm not going to argue with it. Nevertheless, Cardi B threw a marker after walking outside of the court from an assault case. I don't know. Part of it is giving stage. I just don't feel like any single person is that stupid. I just don't feel like any real person in real life walked out of an assault hearing just to turn around and assault somebody else. There's something about it. I haven't quite put my finger on it, but there is something about the availability of the marker, how clear the question was, the video, and her clearly being heard saying what she's saying. There's just something about it that's feeling very staged to me. We'll have to stay tuned. Moving right along. Clarissa Shields says she hates when people try to call her ugly. That blows my mind. I'm like, no, I'm not. And she's absolutely right. She's not ugly. Take a listen.
That blows my mind because I'm like, no, I'm not.
But who's saying that on social?
social, maybe
There's
some.
never anybody cute that says it.
No, it's not.
Look at the people that's calling you that.
But it's always
They're not doing it to her face.
But it's always the same type of guy.
They're gonna meet Clarissa. That'll be the last thing you say to her. Be in
No,
Singapore.
but the thing is, though, it's like in boxing, I'm not gonna smile inside the ring. Like you trying to hurt me,
not.
I'm trying to hurt you.
I'm in a war.
You got a job,
I
right?
can't. But then it got to a point to where like the storytelling about me was, oh, I'm from Flint, Michigan. I went through sexual abuse. I hate men. I box and I'm not a big woman, but when I get ready for the fight, I look strong. Like I got muscles in my neck, my back. Like I'm showing up to really fight.
So here's the thing.
I hate when people try to say that I'm ugly. That blows my mind.
Clarissa Shields is definitely going through. I think Clarissa Shields is definitely going through a lot identity-wise when you start to talk about how quickly she went from whatever level of boxer that she was to truly being thrusted into our households and becoming a household name. We are witnessing in real time the transition of somebody going from being regular to a celebrity. Because for those of us who are not involved in boxing, we did not know who this lady was until the Remy Ma Papoose thing. Now, there are some of y'all that'll be like, child, we've been knowing who she was for 6 and 7 years. That's fine. We're not talking about y'all. For the rest of us, everyday people who are not involved in boxing, who eat, go to work, take care of our kids, hunch our husbands, and rinse and repeat the next day, we didn't know who she was. As far as we're concerned, she just became a celebrity 6 weeks ago. All right. And so she is going through a real-time transition in our faces, and it's going to take some time. But here's the thing. That girl is not ugly by any stretch of the imagination. Y'all just don't like her. Let me repeat that. Clarissa Shields is not ugly by any stretch of the imagination. Y'all just don't like her. That's point number one. Point number two, and I'm going to have to break this down and do a think piece on it later, but I theorize that there is a direct correlation between femininity and what we consider as pretty. I think that women who energetically present as feminine are called pretty quicker and far easier than women who show up in more masculine energy. I think we as a people have a hard time reconciling masculinity and the word pretty. And for us, pretty has to always look like feminine in order for it to register in our mind. Here is what I think about Clarissa Shields. In my best Miami voice, I would describe her as tad. Clarissa Shields is not ugly. She just tad. She just tad. She tad. Coupled with we are used to our celebrities looking a certain way. We're used to full-fledged glam. We used to full wigs, full makeup, full designer, full accessories, a braggadocious nature about what they got on and how much it costs. That is what the game has become. And since she's not any of those things, now y'all want to call the girl ugly. That girl ain't ugly. And here's the gag. Here is the real gag. Because I am one of those gays. I am one of those men that I'm all about the minimal makeup look. One thing I'm going to say about Clarissa Shields versus a lot of you other heifers out there is if she went to the bathroom right now and wiped that makeup off her face, she going to still look like that. If she go take that makeup off her face, she gonna still look like that. Some of y'all can't say the same. Some of the ones that's out here calling this girl ugly, y'all the same ones that cake on 7 pounds of makeup on y'all face, and y'all not cute either. You only cute when you going out because that's not even the real you. That's not even the real you. At least, and I promise you, me being gay aside, I promise you, Clarissa Shields and her natural aesthetic and that look that she has right now, I promise you, more men would be interested in dating / wifing her up than they would these high maintenance Instagram baddie types. With Clarissa Shields, what you see is what you get. When that girl wake up in the morning and pull her hair back in a ponytail, she's still gonna look like this. Somebody said that's not minimal makeup though, but it ain't that transformative makeup that some of y'all out here be doing that change the way y'all look. Somebody put she's the average black woman. I don't want y'all to get offended if I co-sign that statement, but I agree. I feel like Clarissa Shields in the face, she looks like every black girl named Tamika that we went to high school with. Every black girl that we went to high school with that ran track named Tamika, that's Clarissa Shields. Nevertheless, that girl got a beautiful, radiant smile. She got a beautiful, radiant smile. She got beautiful eyes, and that girl got clear skin. Now, again, I'm back at us living in our truths. Y'all are allowed to say, I don't like the bitch. Y'all are allowed to say, I don't like her attitude. Y'all are allowed to say, I don't like that bitch and I don't know why I don't like her. But y'all can't just be going around and making people ugly because, you know, that girl is not ugly. By no stretch of the imagination is that girl ugly. And I'm sorry. I'd rather wake up next to her than some of y'all when y'all take that makeup off and got them black ass raccoon eyes around y'all face, nose the size of a goddamn sharing plate from Ruth's Chris, skin bumpy and blotchy than an MFer, edges star at the back of your ears. Girl, please. Y'all hate on that girl. And I'm gonna tell you one thing I love about Clarissa, and I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna say, somebody said, Q, didn't you say Chloe was ugly because you didn't like her? It did. It did. And I also said it because when she took off everything, it wasn't giving what it gives when it's on. That was the main reason why I said what I said. But yes, because that's what we do as people. When we don't like people, we call them things. And I was upset at the time. But that's that on that. Somebody said, Q say anything. LO, try tiny, not bad body. No, we can't say that. Now, we can't do that. Now, we're not finna take things to the next level. That's a Supreme Court justice lie. That's a Supreme Court justice lie. I'm not even going to read some of these nasty comments. Y'all are some nasty people on Tuesday night. Moving right along, y'all, we got some Wendy Williams news. So sources are claiming that Wendy Williams reportedly does not want to return to TV, but wants to tour the country to expose the abusive guardianship system. Instead, she wants to maybe do panels and help facilitate it. Wendy doesn't want to do TV because Wendy's not fit to do TV. So this is their way of spinning in the media and putting to rest any questions about you guys talking about Wendy coming back to work or Wendy doing podcasting. I saw through this the minute I read it. She wants to maybe do panels and help facilitate it. That equals less talking. That equals bullet points on a cue card. That equals I don't have to decipher anything. I don't have to deduce anything. I don't have to exercise any parts of my brain. I just got to read what's on this paper and give an occasional and I can mask what's going on with me behind these cue cards and be propped up by producers. That's what I read when I read this. It's not what they said, it's what they didn't say. I think we can all agree at this point that Wendy is not fit to host a TV show. And as much as we love Wendy and as much as we held on to this dream and this vision of her coming back. And as much as we are upset about her being in guardianship, I definitely think that unanimously we all agree that her guardianship may be too strict for her situation. But I think whether you're willing to admit it or not, we all deep down inside know that there's something wrong with Wendy Williams. And then what we do, instead of just accepting it, then we start screaming out unfounded things like, well, I believe they're giving her medication to keep her doped up. Well, I believe they got her on so many pills. Where do you believe that from? But do you see how we do that as human beings? We sit in our break rooms at work. We sit at our coffee table at home, and we will argue somebody else down with no facts. Because they got her medicated. I think Wendy acting like that because they got her on all these pills. And here's the thing. What you think may or may not be true, and it doesn't sound off, but it's the simple fact that we sit up and we say things with so much conviction and so much pride and from our gut and don't have a damn person within earshot of my voice got any level of access to Wendy Williams, my chart. And a damn person within earshot of my voice got any access to that lady medical records, but yet y'all just know. Y'all know everything. Ain't nothing wrong with her. They just got her doped up. How you know? The people showed you. You seen the video of the people giving her the medicine? You read the notes. You know what medication she on? Y'all wanted to free Britney Spears. Y'all about to free her ass right into a glass mirror or a goddamn swimming pool. If Britney Spears don't stop groping her titties and squeezing that little bit of chicken cutlet worth of ass that she got, she gonna spin her ass right into a goddamn mirror or a sliding glass door. You watch and see. Y'all was so happy to get that girl out. Y'all was so happy to get that lady out. She ran to just spinning around. I'm sorry, honey. If ever I get to the point where I'm wearing teenager panties, I'm wearing prepubescent panties with old Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation hats, and I get to spinning around, y'all better conserve me. Y'all better conserve me, bitch. Or carry me around somebody's house. Carry me around Pretty Place house. Carry me around Miss Kenny, a social worker. Carry me around Miss Kenny house. Don't let me spin around like that, girl. And then if I am spinning around, let me be real regal. And let me be in some ball gowns. Do not let me spin around in no one-piece Massimo bathing suits from Target. Y'all don't do me like that. Do not let me go out bad like that, bitch. Conserve me. Conserve me and my money. All right. And speaking of money, y'all stay trying to I just love I don't know what I'm on today, but y'all just love trying to talk down on Shekinah business and other Black people business. And I don't know who rubbed Shekinah the wrong way and was coming out trying to say, oh, because she a celebrity, she's doing $20,000 funerals. Y'all don't understand how y'all be doing this stuff, tearing people business down. Shekinah don't do $20,000 funerals as a baseline. Now, she will do a $20,000 funeral, but Shekinah say she work with any budget that you got. Take a listen.
$1,000 for services, right? You get what you want on your service. I service anybody. I don't care if they ain't got nothing but $5,000, $4,000, $3,000. I service anybody. I don't turn nobody down. Understand that, okay? Next thing I want to let you know. If somebody got a $20,000 service, that don't go to me. That's probably going to go on decor. That's probably going to go on how the setup look, but it don't go to me. You know, in business, when you got a business, it's other stuff that you add on a la carte that go to other people, right? Right. I don't print pictures, okay? You have to pay the print shop for that, okay? You have to pay for obituary. It's certain stuff that people want. So don't come on here with that hating ass shit. Somebody, I charge $20K for funerals, because that's not the case, okay? Stop putting it out there. A lot of you guys are paying whatever y'all paying for services. But if you ain't never been to me to get a service, don't lie on how much I charge for services, because I help people. I love people. I have a genuine love for people. Okay. So don't come on here spraying that's how much services be costing, and people be getting all that kind of stuff that they get going on. So you shit because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Okay. I'm not here to get over on anyone. Okay. You have to pay for a casket. That don't have anything to do with me. People pick out what kind of casket they want. Shekinah ain't telling you get this casket. That's $20,000 for service.
I'm with her. I'm with her. As somebody who lives on this internet, sometimes y'all, it's just sometimes the misinformation can get under your skin. Sometimes when you are being misrepresented, especially when you're being misrepresented in a way that you make your money, sometimes you feel it necessary to come on here and set the record straight. And yes, whoever running around trying to create this narrative that because that's what she's responding to. Folks trying to say, oh, she charged $20,000. And listen, some people said $20,000 is for what? That ain't none of our damn business what it's for. Here's what I know. Any damn bitch that I'm responsible for burying ain't getting no $20,000 service. If my memory serves me correct, when we buried my mama, I think we buried my mama for $6,000 or $7,000, and the bulk of the cost was the burial plot. The bulk of the cost was the burial plot. And the rest was the services. She's absolutely right. If she do give somebody a $20,000 invoice, it's not all going to her. It's going to the hell. The florist people, quiet as it's kept, the florist people probably make more than the funeral home the way y'all be going crazy with them flowers. And the dove people, how much does it cost how much y'all does it cost to have dubs at the funeral? I'm confused. How much does it cost to have dubs? Because see, we didn't have dubs at none that I was responsible for planning, and we ain't gonna have no dubs if they cost more than $25. How much is the dubs? It's really the flyers. Somebody said albino pigeons equal dubs. Jasmine Jones said the dubs is $400. Oh, honey, I ain't gonna have no dubs. And then y'all be going and getting these dubs from off of Skid Row from homeless people. These homeless people emotional support dubs, because the dubs be dying at the funerals. The dubs be flying into trucks. The dubs don't be flying at all. Let me explain to you something why y'all should leave them dubs alone. Y'all should leave them dubs alone, because think about this. Imagine your loved one is dying, is dead, and anybody who has gone to more than one funeral, you already know that after you get through crying and releasing what you got to release at the ceremony, the burial part really just be a precursor for lunch. I ain't never seen a person alive that did not leave the service. Quiet as it's kept. If we ain't super close, I ain't even going to the burial. I'ma just go home and change clothes and meet y'all over at the repast. Or because I didn't bring nothing, my homegirl Keisha, I'm finna go over here and sit at Keisha's house for a little bit. Then I'm gonna get some liquor. I'm gonna meet y'all down to the repast. That's what a lot of people do. But nobody ever wants to go to the burial. You already emotionally spent. Could you imagine being at a burial that you don't want to be at? I don't give a damn how beautiful a funeral is. All burials are traumatic. And then the dubs die. Y'all might as well push me over in the hole that them people don't already dug for the casket and just let us go ahead and do a 2-for-1 special, because I'm distraught for two reasons. I'm distraught because the dubs is dead and this is so morbid at this dead person thing. And then I'm distraught that I paid my money for you to further traumatize me. Just push me on over in that hole that they don't already built. Just push me already. Matter of fact, don't bring me no dubs, bitch. Bring me some talking parrots from the Amazon and name them after me or something. Don't y'all bring them damn dubs. Don't. Don't y'all bring them deadly, dying, diving, dumb, deceased dubs to my fume. Or nobody fume that be around some $25 dubs. We not doing it. We're not doing it. Last but not least, do I even want to? I was gonna do this August. I've seen the story, but I don't even feel like arguing with y'all as to why this man should not have to defend his relationship with his gay boyfriend and his his relationship, whatever they identify as. I don't feel like doing it, so I'm just gonna get off the line. Anyway, how many of y'all gotta go to a funeral this weekend coming up? I'm just curious. How many of y'all put me in the chat if you got a funeral to go to this weekend? Because you need to send these people this video and tell them no dubs. Tell them people no dubs. No. Twyla, Real Brown, Daughter Lele, that guy 22, Dion, I said not me. Make sure y'all send these people. G1 Sailor, Z3 can say it. She gotta go to a funeral for a cat. Tell them people no dubs. Tell them no dubs. And if y'all really want to save some money, drive your own car. Let me tell you, we're gonna spend the rest of the show talking about this. I love y'all to death. But I am not a get in the family car and ride type of bitch. No. The family car be out there too long. Q, they got a seat for you in the family car. I'm good. I'm a drive. Well, get in line. Get in line behind Janice. I don't even want to be in the procession. I'll meet y'all out there. I don't even, that's me. I don't even want to be in, I don't want to get in the family car. First of all, I don't believe in sitting in misery and grief. Okay? I don't want to sit in no damn concealed box with all you bitches dressed in black, crying and musty. That's just not my idea of a good time. I'm sorry. I love my family members to death, but I have better use of my time on Fridays. Y'all need to move fumes to Thursday. Y'all need to put fumes on Thursday and other unattractive days like Monday. Saturday is not the day that I'm not finna spend all Saturday messing around with y'all in this fume. Okay? Preferably, if you're gonna have a fume on Saturday, you need to have that hoe at 10 o'clock. So the actual fume could be over by 11, 11:30. And then I may or may not come to the repast, depending on what else I got to do. I'm not going to spend my whole Saturday crying and hugging on musty people. Riding in the family car. Now I'm stuck up here at the church. Can't go nowhere. Then we got to wait to everybody. Then we got the line of Uncle Johnny got to use the bathroom before he could even get in the funeral procession. Then we got to drive over here to Forest Lawn. Then when we get out the Forest Lawn, they ain't got the hole ready. Or like at my mama's funeral, it had done rained all in the hole. They had to pump the water out. So now we just standing around this empty hole under a tent, waiting for the undertaker, the people to come get this water out the hole. And the whole time, it's like, bitch, I'm hungry. Do y'all think the family car could stop by Checkers and just get me a little cheeseburger or something to tide me over till we get to the repast? Then we get to the repast and Miss Brunda them ain't had no lighter to light the sterno, so the chicken cold. Now it's 3 o'clock on Saturday, and now I'm crying and I'm musty, and not because the person dead, but because I gotta fool up with y'all, and my car is still at Uncle Tony's house because that's where we all met up at, and I'm stuck down here to the repast, all because I rode in the family car. Baby, y'all shit me. Riding in the family car is like going to prison, bitch. You is not finna imprison me in grief and must. I'm sorry. And then the people always tell y'all down to the funeral home, the family car can hold 6, and y'all try to put 11 people in there. And be like, man, move over. Tyrese finna get in here with y'all. And Teresa, big fat ass, need to be somewhere at the repast cooking, not trying to ride in the family car because she taking up the seat for 3 people. I'm not doing it. No. And y'all know them people be musty. Y'all know funeral people be musty. Funeral people be musty because they ain't put on no church clothes and no dress clothes since the last funeral. Okay? Back fat and everything, bras, undergarments, blouses, plus a jacket with it, just must. Dudes be having on wife beaters under a white shirt, under a dress shirt, buttoned up to the neck, with a jacket on, baby. All that grief and mustiness, no ma'am. It's grief and mustiness. All types of girdles and sandals and stockings and panty liners and shit. And then y'all want somebody to sit up in the family car and got the smell. And then y'all big overgrown asses wearing this damn dollar store travel size deodorant. I just don't want no parts of it. Get me out this family car. Get me out this family car. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. And then you be looking like, well, how'd she get in here? My kids couldn't even get in here, but she got her boyfriend, 2 kids in the car. They're not even family. And my 2 kids had to ride with my husband. Now it's all contentious in the family car. I just don't want no parts of the family car. It's just not where to be. Then we got to get out the family car after you don't referee the fight. It's musty and it's muggy. And then we got to get out the car and save face because can't nobody who already at the repast see us get out this car acting a damn monkey. So now I got to manage emotions, do public relations, grieve, and fan my nose because y'all sat me next to Bertha, big musky ass. Chat, please. I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of it. Anyway, y'all, I'm finna get up out of here. Somebody told me to mention Karen Huger got out of jail, walked out carrying her Teflon bag, makeup and face and wig done. Unfortunately, I don't have the video footage queued up or whatever, but somebody said auntie smell like fish, and it really don't be auntie, it be the old people smelling like pee and tobacco. Nevertheless, let me get on up out of here, y'all. I'll call y'all hoes tomorrow. Bye.